Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aliaa Binti Abdul Shukur, and this is my partner Aishah Hanim Binti Hashim. Today we will present our research entitled The Impact of Open Burning Toward Human Health and Environment in Selangor, Klang and Kuala Langat. Okay, first we will start with research background. Open burning cases in Malaysia show a worrying level where open burning incidents are seen to be increased and uncontrolled year by year. Unmanaged dumping of solid waste in Malaysia has caused some Malaysian community to engage in open burning activity to reduce the problem. Based on a government data, there was a spike of the fire cases in 2016 where more than 2,000 cases occurred due to open burning of waste. There are many impacts of open burning toward human health and environment in this research. Among the impact are asthma attack, cough and chest pain, lung cancer, toxicity in human body, acid rain, haze problem, climate change and global warming. Therefore, this study examined the impact of open burning activity on human health and environment in the Klang and Kuala Langat in Selangor area. Next, I will proceed with problem statement. Open burning is one of the most significant sources of atmospheric pollution in the world, with more than 40% of the world waste burning. Open burning remains as one of the environmental issues of concern and involved with health problem to developing countries in the world. The problem of open burning show an increasing trend despite the heavy criminal penalty for illegal open burning offences. There are several cases of open burning of plastic waste that occur in Malaysia, such as Kuala Langat, Klang and Kedah. Jenjarum district in Kuala Langat became one of the hotspots for open burning in 2018. This happened because the area is close to Port Klang, which received a huge of plastic waste. Residents living nearby Jenjarum complain of having skin rashes, irritated eyes, respiratory problem, and unbearable smell. Therefore, this research focused on impact of open burning toward human health and environment, such as climate change, haze problem, lung cancer, and asthma attack. Then, I will proceed with research question and objective. There are three research questions, which is what is the level of frequency of open burning activity in Klang and Kuala Langat Selangor area? The second one is there any relationship between open burning activities and the impact on environment? And the last research question is there any relationship between open burning activities and the impact on human health? For research objective, there are also three, which is to study the level of frequency of open burning activity in the Klang and Kuala Langat Selangor. Second one is to examine the relationship between open burning activity and the impact on human health. And last is to examine the relationship between open burning activity and the impact on the environment. Then, we proceed with conceptual framework. The dependent variable is open burning. Meanwhile, the independent variable is human health and environment. For human health, there are asthma attack, cough and chest pain, lung cancer, toxicity in human body. For environment, there are acid rain, haze problem, climate change, and global warming.
Next, we move to the hypothesis development. A hypothesis statement is a relationship between independent variables, which are human health and environment, and dependent variables, which is open burning. In this study, four hypotheses were developed based on the relationship between human health and environment on open burning. These four hypotheses are: the first one is relationship between human health and open burning. We propose the following hypothesis. HO1, there is no relationship between human health and open burning. HA1, there is a relationship between human health and open burning. The next one is the relationship between environment and open burning. We proposed the following hypothesis, which is HO2. There is no relationship between environment and open burning. HA2. There is a relationship between environment and open burning. Okay, for the research methodology, the research design for this study will be a cross-sectional study and quantitative survey. The quantitative method can assist the researcher in collecting and gaining a large amount of data from the respondent by using questionnaire that involve Klang and Kuala Langat residents to achieve data generalization as well as analyze the data from the respondent using statistical, numerical and mathematical approach. Other than that, the unit of analysis in this study is the individual and the residents who live in Klang and Kuala Langat district. The population of this study is 1,203,267 people. Therefore, the sample size for this research will involve a total of 300 active for respondent consisting of the resident in Kuala Langat and Klang district. Sampling technique, we choose convenience sampling in the non-probability sampling method. A set of self-complete questionnaire that had 4 sections, which is section A, section B, section C and D. For the section A, intended to gather respondent demographic information. For the section B, we evaluate the respondent attitude and practice on open burning. Section C and D, respectively, aim to identify the impact of open burning toward human health and environment that occur in the area where the respondent lives. After 2 months, we blast the questionnaire and reached 300 active for respondents. We conducted data analysis and obtained the result finding. Based on the research finding, there are 134 male respondents and 250 female respondents. Next, most of the respondents aged 18 to 29 years old, with 295 followed by respondents aged 30 to 39 years old with 54 respondents. 40 to 49 years old were 24 respondent, and the least age is 50 and above, 10 respondent. Furthermore, marital status shows 81 respondents were married, and the majority respondent was single, which is 297 respondent, and single parents are 6 respondent. For the academic qualification, the majority of the respondents have academic qualification on diploma, which are 214 respondents, followed by the degree were 113 respondents, SPM 24 respondents, STPM 11 respondents, PMR level was 6 respondents, and others academic qualification is 16 respondents. Moreover, from the data of the employment sector, it shows that majority respondents are unemployed with 257 respondents, 46 respondents work in private sector, while 41 respondents work in government sector, and 40 respondents are self-employed. Lastly, as for the current living area, 199 respondents stay in Kuala Langat, while the others stay in Klang, Selangor. Okay, for the result, for the main finding, objective 1, to study the level of frequency of open burning activities in Klang and Kuala Langat, Selangor. The result of the means analysis for the impact of open burning in Klang and Kuala Langat were 4.410, which demonstrate that inhabitants of Klang and Kuala Langat were engaged in open burning activities frequently. Objective 2, to examine the relationship between open burning activities and the impacts on human health. The result is there's a positive relationship between the human health and open burning, where R is 0.576 and the p-value is 0.00. Therefore, HA1 was accepted and HO1 was rejected. The lastly, objective 3, to examine the relationship between open burning activities and the impact on the environment. The result is there's a positive relationship between environment and open burning, where the R is 0.606 and the p-value is 0.00. Therefore, HA2 was accepted and HO2 was rejected.
Next, we proceed with research recommendation. The first one is recycling. Recycling activity help in preventing the release of greenhouse gases, air pollutant, reduce the need for new landfill, stimulate the development of greener technology and save energy. There are many effective 3R that can be practiced, such as reuse items around your home and avoid purchasing items that are overpacked. The second recommendation is incineration. Incineration would result in a cleaner approach for disposing of solid waste. Incineration will also conserve land because the construction of incineration does not require the new construction of new waste disposal facility for a long period of time. Waste incineration has become an environmentally viable method due to modern incineration and flue gas cleaning technologies. The third recommendation is composting. It helps with waste disposal and separation of waste. Composting aims toward a clean and trash-free city. Composting is the greatest solution to handling kitchen food leftover and outdoor garbage. It helps in resulting in less waste and also get a useful soil amendment product. Last one is improve enforcement of environmental law. The government should increase the enforcement of existing environmental law, especially the Environmental Quality Act 1974 and the National Open Burning Action Plan (PTPTK). The legislation also need to be enacted to impose heftier fine on habitual offender, while rewarding informer need to be accompanied by strict and efficient enforcement for it to be truly effective. Individuals who engage in open burning are subject to a maximum compound fine of RM2,000 as stated in Section 29A of the Environmental Quality Act 1974. Then, I will proceed with limitation of study and future research suggestion. The first that can be identified is limited sample size. When the sample size is too small, the study power is reduced and the margin of error will rise. Therefore, future research can increase the sample size so that it will represent the population. In addition, researchers can also use face-to-face interview technique because the answer given will be more transparent and it is easy for the researcher to explain to the respondent about the question. The second limitation is short period of research. The period for research to prepare the study is quite short. This is because researchers need a long time to achieve a predetermined total respondent. Therefore, future researchers need to wisely divide the time so that the study can be complete on time, and maybe the period of research also can be extended a little bit. The last limitation is quantitative research drawback. Due to the focus on numerical data in quantitative research, researchers are unable to examine respondent behavior and attitude. There is also a risk in missing more significant pattern and linkage. Thus, it is recommended that future researchers use qualitative research in their research. Researchers can also conduct face-to-face interview with respondents. This will help the researcher to obtain more precise and accurate data.
As a conclusion, the effect of open burning are severe in Selangor, especially in Klang and Kuala Langat area due to the lack of the oversight and the legal action taken by the government. Low awareness among the local is also one of the factors that open burning is becoming more prevalent. Several suggestions to overcome the adverse impact of open burning have been included in this study, including law enforcement for National Open Burning Action Plan (PTPTK) and the Environmental Quality Act 1974, recycle, composting and incineration. If open burning activities are not taken seriously and addressed immediately, its effect on human health such as asthma attack, cough, chest pain and lung cancer will increase in the future. Expected environmental effect including acid rain, haze, climate change as well as global warming will also occur and will worsen many types of disasters. There are additional study limits such as the drawbacks of quantitative research which include the possibility of overlooking important pattern and connection as well as the impact of short research periods. However, with the use of the study's finding, upcoming researchers will be able to clearly define the direction of their future work and will be aware of both the issues they should explore and those that could benefit from the improvement.
That's all from us. Thank you.